Officer Curtis Mooney is on his nightly patrol in Crescent Cove when he witnesses a student crossing the road with some beer and scoffs at him. He is a curmudgeonly old man who is cynical about everything, especially young people. At the local Lover's Lane outside the city, college students are drinking and partying out of their cars. Soon, an ice cream truck arrives while blaring an obnoxious jingle. The Terenzi brothers are driving the truck, and they try to get cocky with the students to sell their ice cream, but the plan backfires. The young students hurl trash at their truck, causing them to drive away. Mike Tobacco is seen with his girlfriend Debbie Stone in the trunk of their car. He claims that the Terenzi brothers were his best friends in high school. As they are looking at stars in the night sky, a bright yellow comet passes by and lands in the woods. A local farmer also notices the comet while sitting on his porch. He becomes ecstatic upon thinking that Halley's comet has landed close to his home. He ventures into the woods with his shovel, while Debbie also convinces Mike to go into the woods and check out the comet. Arriving in the woods with his dog, the farmer witnesses a fully lit circus tent. He gets even more excited and wonders if he can get some free tickets. As he's trying to find a way in, we see the shadow of a giant clown standing inside the tent. Suddenly, the clown opens a portal in the tent and captures the farmer's dog with a giant net. The confused farmer begins to look for his dog, but only finds the dog's bandana on the ground. Now screaming hysterically for his dog to come back, he touches one of the ropes and gets severely electrocuted. Before he can get up, another giant clown approaches and aims a toy gun at him that emits an odd pink glow. The scene now cuts to the Crescent Cove police station, where Mooney has arrested two young students for drinking in the park. Mooney's partner, Officer Dave Hansen, begins to interrogate the students in a professional manner, but Mooney starts to beat them up. Hansen intervenes and tries to calm him down, but Mooney is hysterical, as if he has a personal vendetta against the young people of the town. While Hansen tries to uphold some sense of professionalism, Mooney locks the students up in the cell. Meanwhile, Mike and Debbie arrive in the woods to find a gated path. They get out of the car and decide to walk the rest of the way till they can find the comet. Traversing into the woods on foot, they also arrive at the same circus tent. While Mike is amused to see a circus tent in the middle of nowhere, Debbie feels that something is off. She wants to leave, but Mike insists on taking a closer look. They manage to find an opening and walk in to see a bizarre network of brightly colored corridors and tunnels with funky patterns. Mike keeps joking around till they walk far enough to find a bunch of elevators. They push random buttons and get taken to a floor where they witness completely unfamiliar technology. Now feeling completely confused, they get back into the elevator and get taken to a different floor. While they argue, they see the shadow of a clown coming towards them. They press more random buttons on a different elevator and get taken to a floor where they see a giant factory of some sort. While giant cocoons of cotton candy seem to be hanging on an assembly line, a machine is also making popcorn continuously. Debbie yells at him to leave this place immediately, but Mike tries to calm her down and claims that there must be a logical explanation to all of this. Their argument continues, and Mike rips off a piece of cotton candy from one of the cocoons, revealing the unalived farmer inside it. Debbie screams in horror as another scary clown arrives through the elevator while carrying yet another cotton candy cocoon. They run and hide while the clown starts pushing some levers to speed up the popcorn machine. Mike sees one of his friends in the cotton candy cocoon and drops his flashlight, causing the monstrous clown to notice them. They run and make it into the elevator while the clown picks up a popcorn gun and starts chasing them. He fires a bunch of popcorn in their direction as they manage a dramatic escape. They get up and remove the stuck popcorn from their clothes before running off toward their car. A couple of clowns come out to pursue them, so they create a balloon dog that actually barks and starts to follow the human scent trail. Before they can start their car, the clown finds them. They run over 3 of the ugly clowns in their car and flee the scene. As they argue about whether or not they should go to the police, the clowns see the Crescent Cove signboard and decide to head to the city with a plan to create total chaos. The couple finally arrives at the police station in their panic state, so they can report their surreal experience. Debbie runs towards Hansen and starts begging for help, as if she already knows him. He tries to calm them down and invites them inside to file a proper police report. While this is happening, a mischievous clown approaches a drugstore and pretends to be an animatronics prop to get the attention of some pedestrians. At the police station, Debbie describes everything in detail, but Hansen has trouble believing the absolutely bonkers story. To make things worse, Mooney arrives and starts berating the young couple for making up stories just to troll the police department. Hansen still wants to help, so he takes them in his police car to see if their story is actually true. On the other hand, a random citizen walks into a gazebo in the local park and witnesses a puppet show. While he laughs at the silly puppets, a giant clown emerges from behind the stall and turns the man into a cotton candy cocoon with its gun. The devilish clown laughs maniacally while the scene cuts back to the drugstore. The clown has already turned the 2 women into a cocoon, while the store owner is terrified at the sight of a giant otherworldly creature rummaging through his store. During their car ride back towards the clown tent, it is revealed that Officer Hansen is Debbie's ex-boyfriend, causing Mike to get pissed. The clown takeover on Crescent Cove continues as they arrive at a woman's home with a pizza delivery. Before the woman can react, a small clown emerges from the pizza boxes and turns this woman into a cocoon also. Another clown also targets an elderly woman's home and is seen pointing a gun at her. Hanson drops Debbie off at her house because she is too scared to go back. She tells Mike that Hanson is a good guy and that he can trust him to do the right thing. Mike gets back in police car and they drive away. Back at the drugstore, more clowns have now arrived as they keep vandalizing the entire place. In the woods, Hanson and Mike see that the tent has vanished completely, only leaving behind a hole in the ground. While he genuinely wanted to help, Hanson now thinks that Mooney was right and all of this was indeed just a prank. So he puts Mike in handcuffs. Back in the city, a biker gang is loitering outside a club while the small clown arrives on his funny-looking bike. All of them start to laugh while one of the bikers approaches the clown to bully him. While he thinks he is clever and funny at bullying the little guy, the clown has other plans. When the bully destroys the clown's bike, a boxing match ensues, which ends with the little clown knocking the bully's block off. Seeing his head in the trash can, everyone else scurries away like rats. The scene now shifts to a busy fast food restaurant where families are enjoying some hamburgers. A little girl spots a clown outside the store and gets amused. The clown signals at her to come outside and play with him. Just as she's about to go outside and fall victim to the ugly thing, her mother arrives and takes her back inside, causing the clown to get pissed. Hanson takes the now handcuffed Mike and drives to the lover's lane. He finds it odd to see that the entire place is trashed and that all the college kids have vanished, leaving their cars completely abandoned. He finds a car fully coated in sticky cotton candy and retrieves a broken pair of glasses. Now feeling confused, he opens Mike's handcuffs and asks him to look at the glasses. Mike now gets even more upset because he recognizes that the glasses belong to a friend of his, implying that the friend is possibly dead by now. Back at the police station, Mooney starts getting calls about clowns wreaking havoc around the city, but he ignores them like an idiot. The drugstore owner also calls, but Mooney does nothing about it. He continues to act cocky and ignorant, still thinking that the Terenzi brothers have somehow convinced the entire city to pull a prank on him. We now see a random citizen driving alone at night while a clown approaches his car on an invisible bike. As the man gets visibly nervous, the clown pushes his car off the road, causing the innocent man to drive off of a bridge. Back at her house, Debbie puts her clothes in a basket while they still happen to have some of the popcorn stuck to them. As she steps into the shower, some of the popcorn kernels begin to crawl on the ground. Meanwhile, a clown is seen throwing handfuls of the same popcorn into dumpsters around the city. When a worker opens the dumpster to throw in some trash, he hears some strange squeaking sounds. When he opens the dumpster back up, he gets pulled in by something as he screams at the top of his lungs. In another part of the city, a clown appears at a bus stop and starts making elaborate shadow animals with his hands. Hanson and Mike also arrive and park the police car nearby without the clown noticing. Eventually, the shadow figure becomes a dinosaur that swallows the people at the bus stop. Mike screams in terror at witnessing this. He grabs a hold of the steering wheel and tries crashing the clown, but the clown jumps up into the sky and vanishes into thin air. Hanson calls Mooney back at the station and requests backup from the state police. Even though his partner is now confirming the existence of the clowns, Mooney still doesn't believe the story. He is so egotistic that he thinks the world revolves around him. So he claims that all of this is an attempt to get him to resign from his position. While Hanson yells at Mooney for cutting him off, they witness the Terenzi brothers in their ice cream truck. Hanson starts driving to go back to the police station, and Mike finds the Terenzi brothers in the back alley, where they happen to have crashed their truck. As they argue with each other and engage in a petty fight, Mike asks for their help. He reveals the entire story about the clowns, but they simply laugh and don't believe him. He insists that danger is lurking in the town, which convinces them to go back to Debbie's house and check up on her. Back at the police office, phones keep going off continuously, but the Fuggo Mooney simply lights up a cigar and doesn't answer any of them. Showing a complete disdain for his line of duty, he thinks he has outsmarted the pranksters. Suddenly, he hears the door opening and witnesses a giant clown walking right up to his desk. As he tries to intimidate it, the clown produces a bouquet of yellow flowers which squirts goof gunk all over Mooney's face. Now feeling furious, he asks the clown to turn around and puts him in handcuffs. As he tries to move the clown, the gloves come off in Mooney's hands along with the handcuffs, and the clown simply runs away while laughing. The clown makes it to the cells where the two college students are still in custody. Mooney unlocks the cell and gets the clown to get in there at gunpoint. He smacks the clown on the back of his head with a flashlight, causing its head to turn 360 degrees in sheer anger. Now looking visibly scared, he begins to understand that it isn't just a costume. The clown suddenly withdraws a party horn and blows it, which turns into a hand and strangles Mooney on the spot. It now looks over to the two students as they nervously await their fate. Hanson finally arrives at the police station and finds that all the lights have been turned off. As the phones continue to ring, he starts calling out for Mooney, but he doesn't hear a word from him. He finds clown prints on the floor leading to the cells. Once inside, he witnesses the clown prints all over the walls. While he finds the two students inside cocoons, Mooney is nowhere to be seen. One of the students' arms falls down from the cocoon, causing him to get startled and lose his focus. He now walks back into the office and finally comes face to face with the clown. It holds up Mooney's limp body, which appears to have puppet makeup on. While Hanson is confused, the clown makes Mooney talk like a puppet with its hand up his ass. The clown eventually pulls its bloody hand out of Mooney's dead booty and throws his body to the ground, causing Hansen to lose his cool and fire some shots. The bullets barely make a dent in the beastly clown, and it continues to get closer. He finally takes a shot at its nose, causing it to explode. The clown starts spinning around in a frenzy and starts emitting a green glow. It finally explodes in a giant firework and passes away for good. Hansen now understands that the nose is their weakness. He finally uses the radio to contact the state police and reveals that the clowns are alien creatures of some sort who have arrived on Earth for unknown purposes. He finally feels relieved knowing that help is on the way. Mike is now seen driving away with the Terenzi brothers while they still continue to question his story. They suddenly come to a stop when they see a bunch of clowns with a giant vacuum truck that they're using to collect all the cocoons from around town. A man hiding under a car tries to run away, but they also turn him into a cocoon instantly. The Terenzi brothers finally believe Mike's story, and they back up their truck to flee the scene. Back at Debbie's house, she is finally done showering. When she opens the laundry basket, a bunch of baby clowns try to attack her, implying that the popcorn is the larvae of the clown species. While she tries to dodge them, two more juvenile clowns emerge from the medicine cabinet behind her and start biting her shoulders. She uses hairspray to thwart them while a much bigger juvenile emerges from the toilet and tries to attack her, causing her to fall back in the bathtub. She shoves the shower head in its mouth and turns on the hot water at full pressure. This gives her enough time to run out of the bathroom and reach her living room. She hears Mike knocking on the door, but when she opens it, she finds a fully grown clown imitating Mike's voice. Now feeling that the clowns are finally going to get her, she tries to jump out of her window, only to find more clowns in her garden, waiting for her with a trampoline to jump on. Back inside, the giant clown lifts her into the air and hurls her towards the couch. Two more clowns show up, and this time, they use a different gun to encase Debbie in a giant yellow balloon. Mike and the Terenzi brothers finally arrive at Debbie's house, only to see it covered with confetti while a clown is walking away with the yellow balloon. Just as they figure out that Debbie is inside the balloon, the clown ties the balloon to its car and speeds off. Hansen also witnesses the clown car followed by the ice cream truck, so he begins to follow them. The intense car chase continues when one of the brothers suddenly stops the truck, causing Hansen to rear-end their truck in his police car. This gives the clown car just enough time to get away with Debbie. Now having no choice, Hansen also gets in the truck with a shotgun, and they continue driving towards the amusement park on the pier, where we can see that the circus tent spaceship is currently parked. At the amusement park, a security guard is enjoying his sandwich when the clown car approaches. As the tall clown steps out, the guard announces that the park is closed, thinking that the clown is an employee. He politely asks the clown to leave when, suddenly, several more clowns step out of the tiny car, rendering the security guard speechless. All of them start throwing pies at the guard. The onslaught of poisonous pies continues till the guard's body begins to melt, and he is reduced to a small lump on the ground. The clowns walk past him and enter the amusement park while the small one adds a cherry on top. Soon after, the guys show up in the ice cream truck and witness the aftermath of the brutal pie attack. Hansen claims they should stick together while the Terenzi brothers begin to check out the pile of melted pie cream. They see the security guard skeleton and decide to leave it alone. Now stepping inside the amusement park, they walk through a bunch of cardboard dinosaur cutouts while the Terenzi brothers continue to joke around. As they're walking around cautiously, they keep theorizing what the clowns actually are. They eventually walk down some foggy stairs and enter a new room. One of the Terenzi brothers gets curious and presses a button, causing some fog to blow into Mike's face from under the floor. Hansen advises them to shut up and not touch anything, claiming that the place could be booby-trapped. Hansen then opens a door, which makes the floor beneath the Terenzi brothers give way, causing them to fall into a ball pit. Mike and Hansen don't notice this. A few seconds later, they turn around and simply claim that the brothers must have left on their own. While the brothers try to get out of the ball pit, two female clowns are watching them and getting turned on. But the joke is on the clowns, because the Terenzi brothers are also getting turned on. Walking through the tunnels, Mike recognizes the way and takes Hansen to the elevators. They take the left elevator and end up back in the cocoon room, where they see that the number of cocoons has now dramatically increased. While they rummage through the cocoons to look for Debbie, a clown resembling your mom walks in. As they witness everything from the hideout spot, the clown finds a perfectly ripe cocoon and uses a long straw to suck out the constituent, which obviously happens to be an utterly delicious, sugar-fermented, now liquefied human resident of Crescent Cove. They finally understand that the killer clowns from outer space have arrived on Earth to harvest humans for food. While the clown walks away, Hansen tries to calm Mike down when they begin to hear Debbie's cries for help. While Mike struggles to damage the balloon, Hansen fires a bullet on the side of the balloon, causing Debbie to fall to the ground unharmed. They pick her up and make a run for it when a couple of clowns arrive through the elevator and block their way. The three of them finally manage to get in the elevator and leave the floor. Back in the hallway, Hansen shoots a clown with his shotgun, causing a vibrant display of fireworks as the clown meets his maker. They use another elevator to get to a floor where they witness a metal pole going into a hole in the floor. With no other option at hand, they climb down the pole and find a crocodile-type creature at the end of the pole. They decide to run through the moving doorways while the clowns also begin to slide down from the metal pipe. They eventually enter a giant decorative snake's mouth while the clowns keep following them, and they end up in a narrow hallway filled with smaller balloons. As they make their way through, the clowns also enter the snake's mouth behind them. They leave the snake's mouth on the other end and run through a tunnel to find a small blue door. The clowns also catch up to them, and Debbie announces that she is tired from all the running. While Hanson stands guard with a shotgun, Mike opens the door to reveal more doors behind it, with each new door getting smaller and smaller. The smallest door finally reveals a path that the three of them crawl into. They close the small door and seal it shut with the shotgun, preventing the clowns from following them any further. They look around and find themselves in yet another giant room with a stage in the middle. More clowns appear out of nowhere, and this time they are wielding weapons. With numerous clowns approaching them from all directions, they are left with no other option than to get on top of the stage. As the clowns continue to get closer with no escape left for the three of them, the Terenzi brothers come to the rescue. They shatter through a wall in their ice cream truck. Their clothes are torn, and they are covered in clown lipstick, implying that they had a mighty fine time with the lady clowns. They use the mic and pretend to be the fake clown head that is attached on top of their truck. This trick works momentarily and distracts the clowns as they think that an actual unknown clown has entered their spaceship. This gives the trio just enough time to climb down from the stage and get back to the safety of the ice cream truck. While they desperately try to start the truck, the clowns witness something emerging from the ceiling and scurry away feeling frightened. All of the humans stand by the ice cream truck as they witness the clown final boss descending onto the stage. His name is Jojo the Clownzilla, and he lets out a loud, thunderous roar that rumbles the entire spaceship. It breaks free from its ropes and starts heading towards the truck, causing the three of them to run away. The Clownzilla begins destroying the truck with the Terenzi brothers still inside it. I swear it looks like one of my uncles from my dad's side of the family. It picks up the entire truck and hurls it away like it's a small toy. The truck hits the wall, and it ends up exploding with the brothers still inside it. Mike gets emotional at witnessing this, since the Terenzi brothers were his good friends. As the Clownzilla makes its way towards them, Hanson points out that the explosion has created an escape route. He asks them to leave while he will stay behind to have a Hell in a Cell match with the Clownzilla. Debbie tries to argue, but there is no time left. Hanson distracts the Clownzilla by firing some shots while Mike and Debbie make a run for it. They finally make it outside alive and witness that the spaceship is retracting its ropes that kept it tethered to the ground. Inside, Hanson continues to distract the Clownzilla until his bullets run out. The behemoth spares no time and effortlessly picks Hanson up with just one hand. Outside, the two of them witness that the circus tent is spinning at full speed, as if the ship is getting ready for takeoff. A fleet of state police cars finally arrives on the scene and witnesses the giant ship rising up in the sky. The officers step out to see if Debbie and Mike are all right. Inside, Hanson manages to take off his police badge and blow up the giant Clownzilla's nose. He falls to the ground as the giant beast starts spinning with the speed of light, emitting the same green glow. Outside, everyone is stunned to witness the entire ship exploding as a brilliant display of Technicolor fireworks lights up the night sky. Seconds later, the tiny clown car lands right in front of them. The cops get in position to intercept any possible threat, but Hanson emerges out of the car, revealing that he managed to get away just in time before the ship exploded. Mike and Debbie run to hug him, now feeling relieved that he is still alive. The Terenzi brothers also emerge from the clown car, looking like they've had the joyride of their lives. They claim to have survived the explosion by hiding in the ice cream truck's freezer. The three of them rejoice and look up to see sparkling confetti falling from the sky. Just when they think everything is over, a bunch of leftover pies hit them in the face. Here, this movie ends. To watch more awesome and thought-provoking movie recaps, please subscribe to Film Guy Recaps. Don't forget to like this video and tell us in the comments which movie you want to see next. Goodbye for now.